nights alive, ain't no sleeping. Tires spinning, dirt flies, hearts are racing. Southern pride, grit and sweat, keep on chasing. Track lights blur, dirt clouds, moons just a creeping. Rusted metal horsepower, pushing harder. Small town dreams, broke dreams don't falter. Oil and gas light the way, ain't no charter. Crowds holler while boys' laps get shorter. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight. Fuel to fight. Broken bones, mended hearts racing faster. Mud-soaked heroes dash through disaster. Songs of engines drown out the laughter. Dreams on wheels push past the pasture. Track and dust life on edge unafraid. Legends born from risks they made. Every turn, every burn, fortune's laid. South's heartbeat in a dirt track's played. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight. Speeding mud loose, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here from the beautiful Knoxville Raceway. It is the Bulletproof Motorsports Mini Stock Association about to get underway here on the evening as drivers jumping out onto the racetrack here for their qualifying effort. So they're going to lay down their quick times out here on the speedway. We do see Josh Ely already out there on the racetrack. The beautiful 09 laser engraving KC Speedworks 09 machine. Thomas Suttles out there as well. Suttles in the 5 ride in the JP Designs ride, looking for a good run. Same with Matthew Peacock there in the 6th in that Bulletproof Motorsports ride out there on the speedway. Josh Peacock jumping out there, another one of those Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs rides with James Frazier out there as well in that 661. Stephen Campbell going to jump up into 7th as right now Josh Ely with the quick time here in qualifying. Carl Kilgore will jump into position number 5 here on the speedway. So Kilgore up into that 5th spot as Tyson Pankow now into position number 4. We do see Douglas Stewart in the HNL, the beautiful number 3 ride, currently now into the 3rd position as Peacock jumps up inside the top 3. A great run right there for Josh Peacock. We see Kyle Todd out there as well. The beautiful looking new paint scheme here for the 62 ride of Kyle Todd, looking fresh out there on the speedway. James Miller in the FMS number 22 ride, also out there on the speedway, getting ready to play here this afternoon is Brycey Bear, Bryce Dickinson. Bryce coming in, showing the love here in this one with the like on the stream. How are you, Brycey Bear? How are you this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, brother, as racing action just about to get underway. These drivers, man, they came here to play, and we're going to see a lot of fast cats as James Miller with the quick time here in the 22 ride. Miller jumps to the top of the speed charts there. So James Miller now quickest here in qualifying. Ely back to 2nd. Thomas Suttles there in 3rd. Tyson Pankow, Josh Peacock, our top 5. We do still have Jamie Massey yet to qualify. He has not jumped out onto the racetrack for his qualifying effort. We do see Kyle Todd back out there in the 62 ride. Josh Peacock back out there as well in his 61 machine. We do see Brandon Bolin out there on the racetrack in the 37 ride, looking for a big run, looking for a great drive here this afternoon for the 37 ride, currently 9th on the speed charts here in qualifying. See if he gets a little quicker right there. Does get a little bit of speed, but doesn't gain any positions. We do see Massey now out there onto the speedway. So Jamie Massey sliding out onto the racetrack here. We'll have to wait and see what he can do here on the racetrack. Looking for another big win after missing last week, but so far has had a fairly dominant start to this season. So he's looking to pick up win in race number 7 here this afternoon as he's rolling out there on the racetrack. The M6 machine looking very fresh. We'll see if he can put himself up towards the front of the field to start this afternoon. Lap number 1 going to get completed, and he jumps into second here on the speed chart. So jumping into position number 2 here for Jamie Massey. He's going to get that car refreshed. He's going to get locked and loaded here once again, and he'll give this another effort here, another try. See if he can find that 4/100ths of a second here to knock James Miller out of that pole position here this evening. It's going to be interesting to see if he can jump up here and get into that top spot as Ron Zerk, Mr. Zerk with the heart reaction. How are you, Mr. Zerk? Coming in showing the love. Cameron Combs as well with that heart reaction here on the broadcast, coming in showing the big love. Jeremy Vaughn Racing says, dang, I missed it. Jeremy, brother, no, we wish we would have got you in here, man. We wish we would have got you in here. And yo, Tyson Pinko! Tyson coming in with the big D of the day with a 200 star bomb here in this one. Tyson Pinko coming in, setting it off here. The big D of the day coming right out of the get-go from Mr. Pinko here this evening. Whoa, bless me, my gosh, where'd that come from? That one, whew. Get out of me, demons, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1. Heat race number 1 about to get underway here in this one. It's James Miller, quickest here in qualifying. He will start in that pole position here in heat race number 1. So the beautiful Miller Motorsports, the FMS 22 ride, will start here in that pole position. To his outside in the 5 ride, that is Thomas Suttles. Then we see Douglas Stewart in the 3 machine. The 6 ride of Carl Kilgore will start there in 4th. In the other 6 ride, Matthew Peacock will bring up the rear of the field as Kenneth Vess, unfortunately missing the start here at this one. Babe, I appreciate that, babe. I appreciate that. Thank you. I needed that. I needed that right there. Mama Bear, Susie Dickinson, Mama Bear coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction as well. Jeremy says, gotta love working late. Oh, brother, that is rough as heat race number 1 is underway, and quickly, James Miller out in front, looking to try to open up a lead, looking to try to run away here with heat race number 1 as Miller out in front. Thomas Suttles there in second. Then we see Douglas Stewart working down to his inside. Stewart trying to work himself now into position number 2. Can he get the run he's looking for? Not as good as what I think he was hoping for. Down the back straightaway now, he's got that 6 right. The Majula Say Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel, KC Speedworks machine of Carl Kilgore working to his outside. They made a little contact down there through 3 and 4. Shoved the 6 right up the racetrack. He's going to quickly try to get back to their rear bumper here in a quick hurry. As James Miller continues to lead the way. Miller out in front. Quickest here in qualifying and looking to use this pole position to run away with heat race number 1 as Miller out in front. Then we see Thomas Suttles there in second, Douglas Stewart there in third, Carl Kilgore, Matthew Peacock, and Kenneth Vess rounding out our field here in heat race number 1 as Craig Michael Deacon, Craig coming in with that heart reaction on the broadcast. Billy Thomas coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction, and Jeremy Vaughn Racing coming in, dropping that thumbs up here on the stream as well. How are you, Jeremy, coming in, showing the big love here this afternoon as out in front, James Miller continuing to lead the way here in this one. Miller looking to try to punch his ticket straight on through to the A main feature event as again, top 3 will transfer through. Top 3 here this afternoon will work their way into the A main main feature event. Now, I don't think anybody is going to go home here this afternoon. I do believe everybody is going to get an opportunity to race in our A main feature event here today, as we do see that 3 ride. Douglas Stewart continuing to try to work down to that inside lane, continuing to try to find a way around this number 5 ride. But the 5 ride's going after our race leader. Look out, here you go. James Miller looking to try to jump up in. Hang on to this race lead as Thomas Suttles working down to his inside. Here comes Carl Kilgore. It's a 4-car battle here at the front of the field as they're 3 wide down across the line. 3 wide here at the front of the field in Knoxville Raceway. Contact between Miller and Kilgore. Still 3 wide though down the back straightaway. Some great racing here in heat race number 1 as Kilgore goes for the big slider over the nose of the 22. The crossover. Miller with a great run down the front straightaways. The checker flag will fly, and it's James Miller by half a nose cone. We'll pick up heat race win number 1 over Carl Kilgore. Thomas Suttles there in 3rd, Douglas Stewart back in 4th, and then Matthew Peacock there in that 5th position. And Kenneth Fest, who never started that heat race, will come home in position number 6 there in that one. So we'll get them stacked up, ranked up, ready to go here for heat race number 2. Is heat race number 2 about to get lined up as Brianne says, let's go Miller. Cheered on Miller out there on the speedway. Dustin O'Neill says, taking Jim O'Neill. I appreciate that. Getting Jim in here as Thomas says, yes sir, yes sir. Round of applause right there for Mr. Miller, man. That was a heck of a run, a heck of a battle there between Miller, Kilgore, and that 5 rider Suttles as they were continuing to battle for that top spot on that final lap. As we'll get ready here for heat race number 2 on the evening, starting on the pole in the Jim's Auto Inc. That is the number M6 ride of Jamie Massey. To his outside in the number 91, that is Tyson Pankow with the Bulletproof Motorsports JP Designs ride. Starting in position number 3, that is the 661 of James Frazier. He's got the 161 of Tyler Carnegie there to his outside. The 01 of Stephen Campbell in the 4 ride of Dustin O'Neill, bringing up the rear of the field as we are quickly back to green flag racing here for heat race number 2. As heat race number 2 quickly underway, out in front, Jamie Massey leads us down through 3 and out of 4, and he will lead lap number 1 as Tyson Pankow trying to hunt him down. A little squirrely back there. Look out for Tyler Carnegie. Carnegie almost losing it there on the front straightaway. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a couple spots here as now he's got Dustin O'Neill working down to his inside. O'Neill trying to work up into that 5th position, trying to work his way around this 161 ride of Tyler Carnegie. Looks like Carnegie's going to lose that spot. We'll see if the 4 can clear him. Can't quite clear him there out at corner number 4. See if he slides up in front of him here in 1 and 2. Can't quite close that door again. He tries and they make contact. Hard up into the outside fence. More contact down here into corner number 3. Beating and banging, elbows up, racing full fender action here from Knoxville Raceway's Jamie Massey continues to lead the way. Massey about a car length between himself and that number 91 of Tyson Pankow. Pankow trying to stick right there with him. James Frazier a little farther back there in position number 3. Now he is on the hot seat as once again top 3 will transfer through automatically into our A main feature event. Everybody else is going to go to our consolation race here this afternoon. Now all these drivers that go to the consi will all receive transfers into our A main feature event, so it'll just give them an opportunity to run some more laps, work on their car, work on their setup, make sure that they're feeling comfortable behind the wheel, and make sure that they are ready to rock and roll here for our A main feature event. Is Stephen Campbell right now in that 01 right? He's on the outside looking in here, currently in that 4th position, knowing that he needs to jump up on top of the wheel and try to beat this 161 back to the checkered flag to try to put himself directly right on through to our A main feature event as Massey continues to lead the way. The 6M machine out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done here in this one. Moving up that middle groove, trying to find a different lane and a little extra speed here out of that 6M machine as that Mustang GT continuing to try to pull away from Tyson Pankow. Pankow continuing to try to hunt him down, continuing to try to catch up to him. He's running out of time as there's the white flag. The white flag is being displayed one more time around for these drivers as Jamie Massey out in front down the back straightaway here at Knoxville Raceway. We'll head down through 3 and out at corner number 4. Nice and easy as Massey will pick up heat race win number 2 on the evening. Tyson Pankow there in position number 2. James Frazier in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Stephen Campbell, Tyler Carnegie, and Dustin O'Neill rounding out our field. The bottom 3 will unfortunately go to our consolation race. Brian says, let's go Frazier. Cheering on Frazier out there on the speedway, as well as James Miller says, what a heat race, brother. That was one wild finish to a heat race, man, and some great racing even before that. They were battling hard back there for that 3rd spot, the 2nd spot out there on the racetrack, and then all of a sudden they were able to get underneath of you, and you guys start to trade some slide jumps, some moves out there on the speedway, and 3 wide battling there on that final lap, and Frazier able to get that run he was hoping to get out of corner number 4 and puts himself into the pole position for our A-main feature event, possibly here as well. We're going to be doing our random number generator here as well, so our random spin wheel to see, you know, who is going to end up with that potential top spot here on the evening. So things are going to get shifted. Things are going to move around quite a bit here for this A-main feature event with the invert here this evening as Mama Bear says, let's go Josh Ely, cheering on Mr. Ely here in heat race number 3 as Ely will start on the pole. He's going to have Josh Peacock there to his outside. Brandon Bolin in the 62 of Kyle Todd there in row number 2, and Cody Campbell bringing up the rear of the field in the PJR number 11 ride. It's the Bowman Designs ride there, and that 5th position is once again top 3 will transfer through. Everybody else will go to our consolation race, and quickly already see Josh Ely out in front, but Josh Peacock sticking right there to his back bumper, there, as he is trying to work down to the inside here of that 09 ride, looking for a run, looking for a good drive here to see if he can jump up and snag this heat race win away from Ely. Ely, though, out in front, continuing to just run a good line down against the apron here, not trying to make a mistake, trying to keep this car out of trouble and trying to keep Peacock back there at bay. Brandon Bolin back there in position number 3, and he's looking mean out there. New looking paint scheme here for that number 37 ride, and he is looking to try to work his way to the front of the field. Kyle Todd in a brand new paint scheme here as well. Beautiful looking paint scheme now for that 62 ride of Kyle Todd. Is Todd that they're in position number 4 looking for more. Cody Campbell there in 5th as he looks to continue to try to work his way around the 62 ride. He hasn't quite found the run or the line that he's been hoping to see here, as you do see Brandon Bolin starting to close the gap here between himself and Peacock. Peacock starting to fall away from our race leader Josh Ely. Is Ely out in front looking to try to pick up this heat race win? He would love to see these two really start to battle for that 2nd spot and see if he can try to use some quick lap times and some extra battling back there behind him to maybe put himself a little farther away from the rest of the field here in heat race number 3. As right now Brandon Bolin and Josh Peacock battling for that 2nd and 3rd spot here on the speedway. As a little farther back you do see Kyle Todd and Cody Campbell. They're both on the outside of a transfer position looking in here. Both drivers want to work their way into the show here this afternoon, especially through the heat races, as they know that if you can get a good run and a good finish here in these heat races, it could potentially be the closer you start towards the front of the field. As Josh Ely continuing to lead the way, the 09 laser engraving KC Speedworks ride of Ely out in front, looking fresh as always there on the speedway, as Peacock back there in 2nd trying to get that JP Designs Bulletproof Motorsports in number P61 towards the front of the field, but he's running out of time as the white flag has been displayed here on heat race number 3. Ely out in front down the back straightaway here for the final time in heat race number 3. Nice and easy down and out of quarter number 4, and Josh Ely will pick up heat race win number 3 here all the evening. Josh Peacock there in second, Brandon Bullen in that third and final transfer spot, meaning that Kyle Todd and Cody Campbell will go to our consolation race here this afternoon, and it does look like we are going to skip that consolation race, so everybody will get an opportunity to race here in our A main feature event. Nobody goes home early. They're all going to work their way into the show here this afternoon, so some good breaks for all these drivers not really wanting to run those extra laps, running that extra time out there on the speedway for that not really a warm-up, but for a consolation race. But now you really got to hop out there in a quick hurry. The sun is starting to set here in Knoxville, and we are going to make it just a tad bit brighter so you guys can get a better look here at these cars on the racetrack. Let's see if we can get a good look there. There you go. Getting a little bit better of a better view, a better look at them. Read the sponsors and numbers on these cars a little bit easier here as our feature event about to get underway. Jim O'Neill, Jim coming in with the like on the stream. Johnny Nolan coming in as well with the thumbs up here on the broadcast. As Brienne says, Peacock and Bullen, let's get it. Cheering on Mr. Peacock out there is my boy Justin Young. How are you, Justin? How are you, brother? Says, hey there, race fan. Says, Massey has a nice looking car. Reminds me of the gas station cups from the 90s. I could see that. I could see that a little bit. I could definitely see that. That's actually a pretty cool idea, honestly. I would like to have a paint scheme kind of like, you know, the old milkshake ones where it kind of had like that little bit of a teal bluish kind of like dotted lines kind of through it, and same with like, and then it would have purple in there, something like that kind of deal with the white. I think that would look kind of cool. Maybe Massey will have to try to get that figured out for the next time, or the next paint scheme he gets created is something like that, like a milkshake kind of vibe sort of deal. I'm sure you guys know what cups I'm talking about, man. Especially if you're as old as I am. If you're older than 30, I'm assuming you would know the cups, the style that I'm thinking of here. That you would get at like a mom and pop kind of ice cream shop sort of deal. I think that'd be really cool. As we're gonna get a quick look here as well. Our Bulletproof Motorsports. Our redraw right here. So we got a redraw to do. These drivers will unfortunately have to be restacked here for our A main feature event. So this is our invert. What we're going to do is we're going to spin this wheel. It's going to give us a random position to invert here. Now we're only doing 4, 5, and 6. That way we can really mix things up here at the front of the field, and that's really going to make things interesting. So let's spin this wheel, see what we get, see what we land on here. And it looks like, oh, is it going to go to 6? It's going to go to 6. Tough break for anybody starting towards the front of the field, as now you'll start back in that third row, as 6 is the number. That is the redraw here this afternoon for these drivers, for these competitors. They will all have to line up and kind of, you know, get into a different little bit of a groove here now, knowing that the invert is unfortunately going to mix things up for them, and they're going to have to try a little bit harder out there on the speedway in this A main feature event. As we're going to get a quick drink into us, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll as our A main feature event about to come up here in just a few more moments. Justin gets it. He says exactly. He knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. Yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. We love it. We love it. As we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here in just a few more moments. So let's get ready. Let's get prepped, ladies and gentlemen, for these drivers to put on one heck of a show for us here this afternoon.
Nights alive, ain't no sleeping. Tires spinning, dirt flies, hearts are racing. Southern pride, grit and sweat, keep on chasing. Track lights blur, dirt clouds, moons just a creeping. Rusted metal horsepower, pushing harder. Small town dreams, broke dreams don't falter. Oil and gas light the way, ain't no charter. Crowds holler while boys' laps get short. Speed 'em up, steering tight beneath the stars, we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights, adrenaline's gas, fuel to fight. Fuel to fight. Broken bones, mended hearts racing faster. Mud-soaked heroes dash through disaster. Songs of engines drown out the laughter. Dreams on wheels push past the pasture. Track and dust left on edge unafraid. Legends born from risks they made. Every turn, every
Hey yo, Mr. Pruitt coming in, showing the love. What's good, Pruitt? Pruitt coming in, showing the love here in this one. How are you, brother? Skylar Pruitt says, hey yo, up in the chat with the 96 star bomb. Yeah, Carl, it is 6. If you read the chat there, the invert is 6. We already did the spin wheel. 6 is the invert here this afternoon. Realistic American says, where is this track? This track, I do believe, is located in Iowa. This is in Knoxville, Iowa. So this is Knoxville Raceway in Iowa. And Skylar Pruitt coming in with the 96 star bomb, coming in showing the big love here in this one. Almost the big D of the day. But Tyson Pankow right now with the big D at 200 stars here this afternoon. Billy Tabor. Billy, how are you, Mr. Tabor? Coming in, showing the love as well with the like on the stream. Pruitt coming in with that thumbs up as well here on the broadcasting. Ben Bebo, my dad, my father, coming in, showing the love as well with that heart reaction here on the broadcast. So we're going to get these drivers ready to rock and roll here this afternoon as... Ooh, man, this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting. Top 6 are going to invert, so that's going to make things that much more interesting. Towards the front of the field, these drivers are going to have to try to navigate their way towards the front of the field, especially if you're James Miller, Jamie Massey, Carl Kilgore, having to work yourself from now starting 1, 2, and 3, now going to be starting back in the 4th, 5th, and 6th position. So a tough break for Mr. Miller from going from that pole position to now being our 6th place starter here at the top 6 invert here this afternoon. That's going to make things very, very interesting. As Realistic American says, okay, I didn't think this was Nashville. Okay, yeah, no, not Nashville, Tennessee. No, not Nashville. Say hi to your Uncle Robert. Yeah, what's good? Uncle Robert coming in, showing the love. How are you, Uncle Robert? How are you? How you doing? Listen, I'm doing a concrete pad down out your way this week, man. I'm down in Salmon Point Road doing some work, doing a little bit of a concrete pad. It's, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our A main feature event about to get underway, and this is how they're going to shape up. Starting on the pole in the 5 right, that is Thomas Suttles, who is inside, that's Josh Peacock. Starting in position number 3 in the 91, that is Tyson Pankow, who is outside, that is Carl Kilgore. And then we see Brandon Bolin and James Miller there in 5th and 6th. James Frazier, Stephen Campbell, Douglas Stewart, Matthew Peacock, Kyle Todd, Cody Campbell, Tyler Carnegie, Dustin O'Neill, Jamie Massey bringing up the rear of the field as we end all our anticipation with the feature presentation here with the Bulletproof Mini Stock Association here this afternoon. As Thomas Suttles sees that green flag fly, he's going to look to try to hang on to the early race lead. One driver deeper in the field running into some issues. That is the number 4 ride of Dustin O'Neill going for a loop-de-loop. As you do see the 09 ride of Josh Ely jumping out onto the racetrack, unfortunately missing the start of this A main feature event. Now way back there as well with that 4 ride is out in front. The P61 of Josh Peacock taking this early race lead. And here comes Kilgore. Carl Kilgore in the Majula Safe Speed Shop. Sweet Victory Apparel number 6 right now up into position number 2. Kilgore keeps on working his way to the front of the field, and slowly but surely you do see the 6M ride of Jamie Massey a little farther back in the field. Had to start at the rear, and he's way back here, back in that 12th position, trying to work himself back up through the back, trying to get to the front of the field here this afternoon. Is Kilgore going to make that pass? Carl Kilgore Kilgore now out in front. We have a new race leader here at Knoxville Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get on your feet and cheer these drivers on. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow and subscribe button as Carl Kilgore, Josh Peacock, nose to tail out there on the speedway, and 3 wide, a little bit further back there behind him. 3 wide here for position number 3 on the speedway. Thomas Suttles up on the hindsight. The 22 of James Miller down through the middle, in the 91 of Tyson Pankow. They're in position number 5 on the speedway as Pankow trying to work down low underneath that 5 machine, and here comes Douglas Stewart working his way towards the front of the field. Stewart now there in position number 6, already up 4 positions on the racetrack and continuing to work his way to the front of the field. Now this is a big racetrack for these mini stocks, and having 50 laps of racing action, it could come down to a little bit of strategy here this afternoon. Is hey, yo, Bob Boyce, how are you, Bob? Bob coming in, show the love as well. How are you, Mr. Boyce? Here this afternoon is Jordan LaFawn, Mr. Laboon in the house. What's good, Jordan? Jordan with the like says, where my dogs at? Where my dogs at, he says. You see him out there on the racetrack, brother, as Thomas says, pick him off, Miller. Let's go. Ooh, let's go, old son. Yes, Sirski. As basic rundown of what these rigs have. Oh, yeah, that's a good question, as we do see one driver run into issues, another one upside down. Red flag on the speedway. Red flag out there on the racetrack as we have one driver that goes upside down. Looks like he's going to keep on rolling here on the racetrack, but Brandon Bolin going for a wild ride here in this one. James Miller also getting collected here, as it looks like Miller's going to be the first driver with a little bit of contact here. We'll take a look back and see what happens. As here we go, shot to the rear and kind of gets log jammed there. A little bit of a freight train on the outside, and unfortunately just getting all that momentum into his back bumper. Gets him loose, shoots him down the racetrack. Nowhere to go for Tyson Pankow. Pankow gets into him, then shoots up the racetrack, and unfortunately Pankow's going to get up and into Brandon Bolin. Look at that 37 ride go upside down. The 91 ride almost airborne there, as well as he gets up onto 2 tires. Luckily enough, Bolin rolls all the way back over onto all 4 tires, keeps that car rolling. Heavy damage though for the 91, the 37, and the 11 ride of Cody Campbell there as well, getting tore up here in this one. Let's see if we can jump on board here with that number 37 ride of Brandon Bolin, as Bolin goes for a wild ride. We'll jump into that helmet cam and see exactly what he sees here behind the helmet here this afternoon, as there's the contact down low. He thought he was up and out of the way of it, and that is never a good time to be a part of something like that. That is a couple of heavy hits right there for this number 37 machine. Let's take another look at it here. You see that contact between Peacock and Miller, and then Pankow nowhere to go. And same with the 37 and the 11, unfortunately getting tore up in that one. Heavy contact, heavy damage for all those drivers tied up there, as we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, ready to go back. The green flag racing is out in front. It's Carl Kilgore. Kilgore continuing to lead the way. Thomas Suttles there to his outside. The 3 of Douglas Stewart there into the 3rd position, as Stephen Campbell now into 4th. And then we see that 661 ride of James Frazier there in 5th. Cody Campbell staying out there on the racetrack, even with that damage, back there in the 6th position with the 6M of Jamie Massey now in 7th. Tyler Carnegie there to his outside. Kyle Todd and Matthew Peacock rounding out our top 10 as we do go back to green flag racing. The green flag quickly back out into the air here for Carl Kilgore, as Kilgore at the front of the field. Laboon says the rest in peace, the gravestone 100% sums up Brandon Bolin's night here on the racetrack after that hard hit. And unfortunately for Brandon Bolin, I do believe he is off of the racetrack as well. So unfortunately not back out there onto the speedways. Now you see Pankow, Peacock, and Miller all trying to work their way back up through the field here. The 22 ride already up into 11th here, trying to keep on working his way towards the front, working on the back bumper now of that 09 ride of Josh Ely, as Ely there in position number 10, trying to keep on working his way towards the front of the field, as the 4 ride and the 61P making a little contact is out in front. Carl Kilgore continues to lead the way, but the HNL number 3 of Douglas Stewart there in second. Taking a couple peeks around him here, trying to find a lane, trying to find a run, to try to jump up here in battle with our race leader here in this one, as Carl Kilgore trying to hang on to this race lead. Stewart trying to jump up and take that top spot away as Thomas Suttles in that 0-1 right as Stephen Campbell battled door to door back here for that third spot on the speedway. Jamie Massey right there with the Massey. Started at the back of the pack and slowly but surely has worked his way up and through the field and now inside the top 5 here in this one. So Massey now into that 5th position as James Frazier there in 6th. Cody Campbell back in 7th. Tyler Carnegie, Josh Ely, and James Miller rounding out our top 10 here on the speedway. As Douglas Stewart working the outside groove, can he find the run he's looking for here as he works to the outside of our race leader here in this one? Already these drivers clicking off 13 laps of racing action. As the rundown of these rigs, I mean, they're just a basic Ford Mustang. I do believe they're 4-cylinder Mustangs, rear-wheel drive. There's really not a whole lot to them. They're pretty bare basic bones, you know, just 4 GTs, Mustang GTs out there on the racetrack. Is contact! Around goes Suttles. Suttles goes around in the caution flag back out onto the speedway. As Stick says, last time I raced these, I blew a right rear in a 30-lap race. Ooh, brother! How in the world do you tear through a tire in 30 laps? That is a no bueno. You gotta take care of those right rears, brother. You gotta take care of those right rears. Gotta make sure that they stay underneath of you here for the most part and avoid, you know, burning them up too much. A little too heavy on the foot through the slick stuff and spinning that right rear and just really heating it up and making it hot. And unfortunately, a little too much throttle and you'll burn through that tire wear in a quick hurry and have those blowouts, and definitely don't want to do that. It's a craft, it's a skill out there. As we'll take a look here, as we did see some contact between our 2 drivers battling here at the front of the field. Douglas Stewart was able to take that race lead away from. There's contact right here between himself and Kilgore. Kilgore up and onto the apron right there. They go almost 3 wide as the 5 right trying to poke his nose into this battle. Launches up the racetrack and unfortunately up and over the nose here of that 3 machine of Stewart. So an unfortunate turn of events here for Douglas Stewart and for the 5 right, both having some great runs up towards the front of the field. As watch this 5 right, he's gonna go through the slick stuff looking for a little bit of a slide job lane. I think he kind of comes up and unfortunately just goes over the nose there of the 3 machine. Not much that Douglas Stewart could do except for trying to roll out of the throttle and try not to get ran over from behind as he almost did. And unfortunately for Thomas Suttles, he goes around, pointing the wrong direction. That will bring out the caution flag here once again as we go back to green flag racing. Quickly, green flag back out into the air, and it's Carl Kilgore at the front of the field, but right there behind him, one of the other 6 rides out here on the speedway. The M6 of Jamie Massey now into position number 2. So it did not take long for Massey to work his way to the front of the field, and Stephen Campbell trying to work down to his inside, but quickly Massey will clear him and now trying to take a peek down low on our race leader as Kilgore trying to hang on to the race lead. Jamie Massey looking to try to take it back away from Jamie, trying to put himself here at the front of the field as he was supposed to start in that 2nd position. Unfortunately, so many wins this year, he had to start at the back of the pack, and he's been able to work his way through the hornet's nest as we do see the caution flag come back out. As we'll take another look back here, see what happens. It looks like Kyle Todd and Matthew Peacock gonna run into some issues here. Looks like the 2 drivers gonna come together down the back straightaway right there. Some contact, and unfortunately they get tied together, and again they just kind of come together and they keep on beating and banging, battling, and eventually one of them's gonna go around. They're both gonna go around here, and that will bring out our caution flag. These 2 kind of got into it in the heat race as well, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on Matthew Peacock and the 62. Let's play this back a little farther here as they've been beating and banging, battling out there on the speedway. A little contact, a little bit more contact. They just keep on finding each other out there on the racetrack as they both try to keep pointing their cars back in the right direction. Unfortunately, they finally run out of time, and that's a heavy hit into that safer barrier wall down on the pit entry there for Matthew Peacock and for that number 62 machine. So a couple four-up race cars right there as we'll get them stacked back up and ready to go back to battle. As Colby Ely, Colby coming in, showing the big love here in this one. How are you, Colby, coming in with that like on the stream? Jeremy Vaughn says, these things are tough for me right now. Tight on entry, snap loose in the middle on fixed setups. Ooh, brother, yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, hey, you do have a expert, kind of in the stable. You can always ask Massey and try to figure these things out a little bit more. I'm sure he's got some pointers and some extra helping notes for you to really help you get around the racetrack and solve those problems. Help that tight on entry and the loose there in the middle, and try to help that car navigate around the speedway. And I'm sure more and more seat time as well. Obviously, we know you're a little rusty. It's been a little while. Obviously, real life racing for you, Jeremy. Now being able to battle, once again here in this one, it's going to be, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit. Knock that rust off as he's been hiding from me. Laugh out loud. What a guy. What a guy. He's been hiding from you, man. That is rude. We're going to have to ask him. If he gets up here into the broadcast booth, we'll have to ask him. We'll have to ask him why he's dodging you and not helping you out, okay? We'll have to ask him that. It's Carl Kilgore continuing to lead the way. The Majula State Speed Shop. Sweet Victory Apparel number 6 of Carl Kilgore out in front. But the M6 of Jamie Massey trying to take it away from him. Here comes that 661 ride of James Frazier. Frazier now into position number 3 here on the speedway. Stephen Campbell back there in position number 4 and looking for more. And Josh Ely starting to make his name known here in this one as Ely now joins the top 5 here on the racetrack after rolling around the 11 of Cody Campbell. So Josh Ely finally started to make his move up towards the front of the pack. We'll have to wait and see if that 09 ride can find a way to jump up here in battle for this race lead. As Campbell back in 6th, Dustin O'Neill having himself a great run there in 7th, and James Miller rounding out our top 8 here on the speedway. Douglas Stewart back there in the 9th spot with Kyle Todd rounding out our top 10. Matthew Peacock, Thomas Suttles, Tyler Carnegie, Josh Peacock, Tyson Pankow, Brandon Bolin, and Kenneth Vess rounding out our field here this afternoon as Carl Kilgore leads the way. As Colby Ely says, sure wish I was out there, but my PC got thirsty and drank a glass of sweet tea. No, brother! Colby, my boy, oh man, that is the worst, brother. That is the worst, man. Oh my gosh, no, that is the god awful worst, man. As a computers, man, they don't like any type of water, man. They don't get thirsty, and when your computer says it's overheating, you tend to turn it off or blow it out. You want to try to clean up the exhaust fans and everything else to try to clean it up and allow the air to roll through it. It's not too hot. You don't pour water on it. It's not an engine or anything. It's not a. That's not good. That's not good, brother. That sucks. We hope you can get it fixed, or at least replace everything and get back in here, back onto the simulator. We don't want to see you sitting on the sidelines. It's John Schmidt, Mr. Schmidt, coming in as well with the like on the stream. How are you, John? John coming in, showing the love as Jeremy says, supposed to keep drinks away from the PC, brother, man. Laugh out loud. Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was thirsty. I don't think it was thirsty. That's for certain. that's a tough one. As Kilgore continuing to lead the way, the Team CFM Esports. Number 6 right of Kilgore out in front, but Jamie Massey right there behind him. Massey working to his back bumper as they're starting to stretch their lead out here between themselves and our 3rd place driver by almost a second now between themselves and James Frazier. As Frazier hanging on to position number 3 here on the speedway. Stephen Campbell back there in 4th in the 09. Josh Ely, our top 5, but look at the 4 rider. Dustin O'Neill almost gets up into that left rear quarter panel and almost takes him for a ride. O'Neal unfortunately loses a ton of momentum here. He's going to slide back now into the 7th spot as James Miller going to work his way around that number 4 ride. Now here comes the 3 machine as a little beat and bang and a little door scrubbing down the back straightaway between Douglas Stewart and that 4 machine of Dustin O'Neal. Cody Campbell back there in the 9th spot with Thomas Suttles, our top 10. Matthew Peacock, Tyler Carnegie, Kyle Todd, and Josh Peacock round out our top 14. Tyson Pankow down pit road, Brandon Bolin and Kenneth Fence both off of the racetrack here in this one. As you see Kyle Todd slipping up there a little bit, he's going to slide back now into the grasp of that P61 of Peacock out there on the speedway as the great racing continues all around the speedway. We do see Frazier trying to hang on to that 3rd spot because Stephen Campbell was trying to go after him. Now Campbell, unfortunately, in that Tommy Gun Customs PJP machine is going to potentially slide back to that 5th spot as Josh Ely got that open door and he will slide in front of him. So move Ely now into position number 4 here on the speedway. So Josh Ely there in 4th as Colby says, yeah, I think the only thing messed up is the graphics card, so I just gotta get a one of those. Yeah, there you go. But they can run pretty expensive, especially if you get the newer gen stuff or anything else. They can get a little pricey. Not as bad as what they were a few years ago, but still fairly pricey nowadays. So hopefully you don't have to do too much. Hopefully you don't have to repair a whole lot, and hopefully it'll be pretty good and pretty sweet out there on the speedway. As definitely going to be very, very interesting. As all right, we see these drivers continue to battle, continue to race out here on the speedway as I appreciate that, my boy Justin Young, Armand over there on YouTube, striking quickly. I mean, I don't know. I would say that one's all right. I mean, to a certain extent, send it. It was close. It was close. Maybe don't bring up the sexual orientation of people if that's the case. I know you're probably just Joshua with them and having some fun with Douglas, Mr. Stewart, but I get you. I chuckle with it. But unfortunately, is it not too good? And Colton says this is stupid. It's fake. It's not even a real race. Yeah, no shit, Colt Norvat. Your name sounds fake, brother. Your entire life is fake. Wake the fuck up, brother. Come on now. Man, out in front, these two continue to battle. Carl Kilgore somehow or another continuing to hold off Jamie Massey. Now sort of shrinks out a little bit of a lead here. So Massey starting to fall back now from the back bumper here of that 6th ride of Carl Kilgore is Josh Ely. They're in position number 3. James Frazier there in 4th with Stephen Campbell, our top 5 here on the speedway. Douglas Stewart back there in the 6th position with Dustin O'Neal. James Miller now sliding back into that 8th position as Thomas Suttles and Tyler Carnegie round out our top 10 here on the speedway. Looks like Cody Campbell's taking his car down pit road, and Kyle Todd also taking his number 62 ride off of the speedway. As they're starting to drop like flies throughout this feature event, drivers really starting to struggle with the handling of their cars and unfortunately taking their rides down pit road and off of the speedway. But it's Carl Kilgore out in front who's running this one absolutely perfectly here in this one. As Justin says, as a troll, I recognize troll. I get you, brother. I get you. 100%. Definitely the Colt guy was a troll. He's an idiot. But the Senate guy, I think he was just making fun, having a little Josh with his buddy Douglas there. Not too bad, but maybe just keep the whole grinder part out of it. Then I would be okay with it. But Carl Kilgore continuing to look to pick up a win. Can Jamie Massey chase him down? This is going to be one of the first races that we're seeing this season without, Keith Hackney in there battling with this 6M ride as well. As normally Hackney right up there battling with these guys. But this is going to be potentially the first race really without incident here for the 6M ride. That we haven't seen him jump up and take a race lead away. We've seen him pretty much in every race he's made here in the season lead a lap. We've seen him pick up 4 or 5 wins now throughout our first 6 races. And obviously after missing last week, coming in here tonight, having to work himself up through the field, maybe burning up that equipment a little bit more out there on the racetrack, maybe using that equipment up a little bit too early here in this one, and now starting to feel the price and feel that pain as he's trying to hang on and keep pace with this 6th runner, Carl Kilgore. But Kilgore, he's on point here this afternoon with 10 laps left to go. He's got himself almost a second lead out there on the speedway, almost an entire second between himself and Jamie Massey. So he's on a hunt for a checkered flag here this afternoon. Ely back there in 3rd. Now we did see Josh Ely have to start a little bit deeper in the field here himself, and then slowly but surely, kind of worked himself back up through this field, really not pushing the pace, trying to keep this car, in one good condition for late in this race. And now he's starting to see that pay off now into that 3rd position and trying to hunt down this 6M of Jamie Massey. Now I don't know if he's going to have enough time or not to try to catch up to our race leader, Carl Kilgore, and give him a run for his money, but it's definitely realistic that the number 09 rider, Josh Ely, could catch up to Jamie Massey here in battle for position number 2 on the speedway. But if you can catch him, that's one thing. You got to try to find a way to go around him here, and I'm sure Jamie, knowing that his car's struggling a little bit here on this long run, he's definitely going to try to make this car a couple lanes wide to try to hold off that 09 ride and see if he can try to get at least that one extra point here for the championship here this afternoon, and not giving it up to that 09 ride of Josh Ely, as I know Ely and Kilgore are continuing to try to chase Jamie Massey for our points lead here and for what could be our championship on the year. As you do see the 09 again, another great run. He's going to get right to the back bumper now of that 6M ride, so Massey may have his hands full here in a quick hurry as the 09 running a little bit different of a line here. You see Jamie sends it in deep and just washes up the racetrack, doesn't really get a good drive off, where the 09 ride's been kind of doing the opposite of that, but down through 1 and 2, going to go for a little bit of a slide jump, take that inside lane, and that 09 of Josh Ely will put himself now into position number 2. Massey going to try to battle back down low. He slides up the racetrack, almost gets into that 09 ride, and luckily enough, both drivers able to keep themselves pointing in the right direction. Now this is exactly what Carl Kilgore wants to see. Kilgore wants to see these guys back there behind him continue to duke it out door to door on the speedway. That way he can try to continue to stretch this race lead out, continue to go farther and farther and farther out there on the racetrack with only 3 more laps left to go. Josh Ely may be running out of time. A second between them here. He's going to have to make up a lot of time in a quick hurry to try to hunt down this 6 machine of Carl Kilgore. He may be able to get there. Again, he may be able to catch him, but can he make the pass happen here before the end of this race is down across the line? We see the Twin Sticks, 2 more laps left to go here this afternoon. 2 more laps left for Carl Kilgore to try and pick up the checkered flag here this evening as Kilgore down the back straightaway into corner number 3. Nice and easy now that corner number 4 here at Knoxville Raceway. Carl Kilgore will see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Kilgore as Josh Ely, Jamie Massey, James Frazier, Stephen Campbell, Douglas Stewart, Thomas Suttles, Dustin O'Neill, and Josh Peacock, Matthew Peacock, trying to hunt him down. Kilgore for the final time, down through 3 and out of 4. Kilgore will pick up the checkered flag here from Knoxville Raceway in race number 7 of the Bulletproof Mini Stock Association here this afternoon. Carl Kilgore picking up the win and putting that 6th ride up and in to victory lane here at Knoxville. Such a historic, such an amazing facility here for all these drivers. The track crew went to work, made sure that they were perfect conditions for these drivers here this evening, and they had their work cut out for them, man. 50 laps of racing action, only a couple of caution flags, but some great racing, door to door, 3 wide, 4 wide, out there on the racetrack. And as the dust settles, it's Carl Kilgore, Josh Ely, and Jamie Massey picking up our top 3 positions here this evening, man. What a run and what a race here by those drivers as we'll get ready to pull our top 3 hurry up and into the broadcast booth here for their post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we're going to get ready to pull Kilgore, Ely, and Massey up here and into the booth, man. What a run, what a race, and what a show. As Kobe Ely says, right on, let's go, Kilgore and Ely. Yes, Sirski. Mama Bear says, congratulations, Kilgore. Congratulations, Josh Ely. Yes, ma'am. You know it, Mama Bear. Some great congratulations. There's Ed coming in. How are you, Ed? Ed coming in with the like on the stream. Victor Ferguson coming in with that like as well. Says, hey, sorry I'm late, brother. Hey, you're here, man. That's all that matters. We appreciate you coming in, showing the love, man. I'm just hating that you missed some of the great racing action here this evening for our main feature event, as we're going to get ready to pull these guys up here into the booth. As Jim O'Neill says, good run, Dustin O'Neill. You're getting that seat time. Yes, Sirski. Lots of seat time, lots of practice. That's how you continue to get better and better and better, not only here on the simulator, but also in real life, as the simulator brings you such a great real life aspect of what these cars are doing out there on the speedway, how they're handling, how the tracks change, and how you gotta kind of set these things up and roll a race out there without having too many issues, without getting into too much trouble out there on the speedway. And the simulator has turned out a lot of very, very great in real life racers, and they use it. Everybody, all the real life users, man, they have the iRacing, man. They're using it. They're working on their cars and making sure that they can pick up and put down some great lap times and get all the practice they need for our feature events. As Justin says, good job, racers. Yeah, that was a great job in a great race here for our first race of 2 here this afternoon, as we're going to be back in action around 9 o'clock Eastern time as well for our second broadcast of the evening from Martinsville Speedway. But we're going to get ready to pull our race winner up and into the Discord right now. We're going to get him in here for his post-race interview. As Jeremy says, hand-eye coordination and wreck avoidance. Yeah, that's a big thing too. The hand-eye coordination and making sure that you can avoid some wrecks out there on the racetrack, at least here on the simulator, when you make the wrong call, when you're trying to learn how to avoid a wreck or anything else. At least you can get another car. It doesn't cost you a lot of money, but it can save you lots and lots of money if you can get good at it and get good at it in real life as well, and being able to keep yourself out of trouble in the real life race car could save you thousands and thousands of dollars not having to replace those cars. As we're going to pull Kilgore up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Carl, it's Aaron up here on the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Yes, sir.
Kilgore, man, what a run, what a drive here this afternoon, as it didn't take you long to work yourself up towards the front of the pack here, taking that race lead away from Josh Peacock, and then you gotta battle here and keep yourself out in front, as it didn't take long for Jamie Massey to get up there and try to battle with you for that top spot here this evening, and he was right there working on your back bumper throughout that final run, but you just continue to stay consistent, hit your marks, not make any mistakes out there, and the lap times just stayed, kind of flat, kind of even right there. As they started to fall off behind you, you just opened up that lead and ran away with a big win here at Knoxville Raceway, man. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind as you're down there in the Knoxville Raceway victory lane.
Yeah, we just kind of, we knew we was going to be better at the end than we were at the beginning, so I didn't really expect to get the lead that early. Everybody was really snug, and I guess we were just a little bit easier to turn in than they were, so we could get through the corner, but we was really tight on exit, and it made for an interesting run a couple of times, coming off a 2 and 4, getting a little tight, 3 wide action, and got a little nervous when Jamie got up there. I knew he was going to be quick. I didn't know if he was going to be as good or better than we were, so it was definitely something to think about. We got the restart though, and we were able to find a line that we were comfortable in and able to hit consistent, like you talked about. We stayed O's for a long time, and then right there at the last 5 or so laps, we were running ones. And shout out to all my guys that was here helping. We fix here and there, but man, all in all, we had a good night. Happy to pick up 2 in a row and able to defend the win.
Absolutely. As you pick up a big win, you pick up a great race here, and you're also able to pick up a couple spots better than Jamie Massey. And now, after your win, last week and him not being there, obviously the points definitely going to get a little bit tighter. Do you think these points here tonight as well may help you towards trying to, maybe gain a few more spots here in the point standings? I know you missed a few races early in the season, but we know you're a trophy hunting here, man. But after back-to-back wins and some great performances still in the series, do you think you're slowly but surely climbing up that leaderboard and maybe working yourself maybe into the top 10, top 5 here in the points?
If we keep doing this right here, I think we'll have a shot. But like I said, man, I didn't missing the first two races and then getting wrecked for the lead twice. We kind of not in the points battle at the moment, but we're just gonna keep racing for the wins. And yeah, I mean, if it falls that way, we'll race for the championship too. But like I said, we got a long way to go. I think we got 4 races left after this one. Maybe if we win out, we'll have a shot.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Definitely may have a shot, may have an opportunity, especially if you keep putting that 6th ride up here into victory lane. Carl, who'd you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this afternoon?
As always, I got to shout out Magility Speed Shop, man. I come on board with them guys almost 4 years, three or 4 years ago now, and man, it's been a blessing ever since. I build the street stock and the mini stock setups, and they're on dig as always. All the guys that helped me test, Ely, Peacock, man, every one of them guys that willing enough to put my stuff under their car and at least give it a shot, and they help a ton to giving feedback and all that. Josh Ely with 09 Laser Engraving, man, does killer hats for me. I know we're going to get more for our race team. Sweet Victory Apparel, VLR, WR1, Simrig, CFM Esports. Got to thank you for putting the broadcast up, and Peacock for putting this thing on, man. It's been a hell of a blast, and we're going to continue to have fun.
Absolutely, brother. That's the big thing. Having some fun, enjoying your time here on this simulator, and when you're winning, it definitely gets a whole lot funner out there on the racetrack. Carl, congratulations on the big dub here this afternoon. Now, don't party too hard down there on Victory Lane, and we'll see you back in action next Wednesday.
Yes, sir. We're going to go party it up on 5M real quick.
Perfect. We love to hear that.
Later.
See you, Mr. Enjoy the rest of your night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Mr. Carl Kilgore. Kilgore coming home with that win, putting himself up and into victory lane as we'll get ready now to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver here this afternoon. As Jim O'Neill says, good run, Dustin. Yeah, great run there by Dustin O'Neill. Some great runs, great drives out there by all these drivers, man. Only a couple caution flags in a 50-lap race is definitely another amazing thing to see here as we'll get ready to pull our second place finisher, Mr. Ely, up here into the booth. Hey Josh, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Oh, yeah.
Josh, brother, another great run, another great race for you as you pulled that 09 ride up here onto the podium. Definitely looked like you had the lines figured out late in this race. I saw you early, kind of just being patient out there on the speedway, really not pushing the car hard, really not trying to work your way quickly through the field, and kind of just settling in there after unfortunately missing the start of this race, having to start from pit road, getting those couple early caution flags, though, putting you back in the mix of things here, but we didn't see go through there as quickly as I thought you would. So I'm assuming you were trying to save some tire, save that car for later in this race, and it really showed as you started to click them off there through the top 5 and then up through the top 3, getting around Jamie Massey and then trying to hunt down Carl Kilgore. Unfortunately, by the time you got around Massey, man, he was already out to like a 1.1 second lead. You didn't have a whole lot of time to try to close that gap and battle for our race lead here this afternoon.
Yeah, no, we were pushing the car the entire time. We got behind a couple drivers that was racing real hard in front of me, so we just kind of stayed close enough to bite on one of their mistakes. And I knew we had plenty of laps left, but once I, got the clean air in front of me, I was able to reel them down. I feel like I just ran out of laps tonight. I think we had the car to beat, but nonetheless, you got to thank Carl Kilgore for putting the setup in this car. So, He got 1 and 2, so he can't be more proud than that. So, but yeah, no, we pushed that car the entire night. Wasn't really trying to save anything. We were just trying to get to the front as fast as possible. Yeah, we missed the start. had to go deliver something right down the road, and I made it back, and everybody was just pulling out the pits. So
Ah, that's
by
that's
like
a
five
tough one.
seconds.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there, brother. But hey, you're able to bounce back through it. You're able to work yourself there through the field. As you said, man, maybe you're just a few laps short, maybe a late race caution flag short of maybe putting that 0-9 right up and into victory lane here this evening. But you got to be pretty happy with the performance, the great run, and also gaining a few more points here as well on Jamie Massey towards that championship by beating him here this evening, and obviously not having him in attendance last week, maybe getting that points bound a little bit tighter there at the top of our championship leaderboard.
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing anything to kind of beat him in a points race, or a race in general. He's normally one of the hardest guys to get around, and when you do get around him, it's he missed the setup a little bit. So not very often does it happen, but when we take it whenever we do get around him. But points racing is a completely different deal. I usually have bad luck trying to race in the points, but we're gonna give it our all and see if we can kind of close that gap a little bit, maybe make it interesting for the last race.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to seeing that gap continue to close and continue to see these great runs out of that 0-9 ride. Josh, who would you like to thank for another great run and great performance here this afternoon from Knoxville Raceway?
I've got to give it all to Carl. He's the one that makes me go fast. So if it wasn't for him, I'd probably be riding in the back still. But Casey Speed works for him with Carl Kilgore, 09 Laser Engraving and Hidden Finds, Bite on Outdoors, Peacock for putting this thing on, you for putting broadcasting. Got to thank Peacock also for putting the paint, putting the little wrap on the car, and the wife and the good Lord above, and Trump for winning yesterday.
Yes, Sirski, go Trump, go Trump. Bless America right there, man. That was awesome to watch. I stayed up until about 4 o'clock in the morning. Had to get up for 6:30. I probably shouldn't have, especially being a Canadian, man. But I had to watch, had to see it, man. As hopefully we can follow right in line here up in Canada as well for our election and get the liberals out of there, man. Because trust me, man, if you guys had another 4 years of it, you guys were going to be in a world of hurt. Because we've had ours for 9 years now, and our country is in shambles. So another 4 years for you guys definitely would not be very, very good. So we're hoping to switch tides as well and jump in there and get the conservatives back in power, man. But yeah, definitely huge shout out Donald Trump picking up the election. President-elect, and will be our, not only our 45th, your guys' 45th president, but also the 47th president as well. So that's awesome to see. And man, great run, great race for you. Hopefully, President Trump will tune in and watch the next one, and maybe see you up here.
For sure. I'll give him a call and tell him to be here.
Perfect, beauty, perfect. I appreciate that, brother. All right, Josh, enjoy the rest of your night, man, and congrats on the second place run.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Josh Ely. Ely, our second place driver here this afternoon. A great run, a great drive there for the 09 laser engraving machine as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here. The number 6M ride of Jamie Massey. Massey coming home in position number 3. We'll pull him up here into the broadcast booth. And Jamie, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
I got you.
Jamie, man, a great run, a great race here for you as we saw you start at the back of the pack. You were able to work yourself up through the field fairly quickly, and all of a sudden you get right to the back bumper here. Carl Kilgore trying to find a way to get around him. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite find that run that you needed, and then late in this race, seemed like that car just really started to struggle out there. You started to slide back. We saw Ely get around you, and to settle in here for a fairly modest third-place finish. Obviously, not the spot you wanted, not the place that we're normally used to seeing you here in these mini stocks, but some nights you just kind of miss those setups just ever so slightly, and you can pay the price for it, man. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind here after this feature event.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had to start in the back again, because we've been winning and we've been doing well in this series, so we had to start in the back. And on lap 1 there, 2 cars got together and come down and hit me really hard in the right front. And, I had a little wheel damage. I didn't think it was enough to affect me, and I still don't know that it did. I drove through the field really well, but I never really felt like my car was good. Even in the warm up, I wanted to make changes, but I kind of felt like that
the slider line to bottom was going to come in, and that my tight car was going to be good in the end. But that wasn't the case. Them guys could turn in really well off the berm and kind of diamond off, or they could really run. They wasn't as good as me if they ran the bottom, but they could run about anywhere on the racetrack, and which made them very versatile to be able to run. I think if I'd have got in front of him and could have, one time I had a run on him there, and then he kind of figured out my line and he moved up. But like I said, man, I feel like we honestly probably had like a fifth or sixth place car. It's just with some guys getting in some misfortune, it put us where we were at, and we'll take it. We got some drop weeks, so last week didn't count, and old Carl will get to start in the back next week, so he'll figure out. It sucks coming from the back and trying to miss the carnage, and yeah, on to the next one. We'll get to test a little more, and maybe we'll be a little better next week.
Absolutely, a little bit more testing and everything else, because we know you are down there in Charlotte now. I don't have you on Facebook or anything as a friend, so I haven't really gotten too many updates, man. How did it go down there at the dirt track at Charlotte there last week?
Yeah. It was up and down. We started out terrible. We had parts falling off the car. I mean, just stuff that I missed. That should never happen. Just small things kind of put us behind the eight ball, and then we were really good. Heat race time, but we had a little skip. Car was really good. Then we moved into the feature, and man, that track, I'm telling you now, I've been all over to a bunch of racetracks, and like I've always been able to know what I needed to do come feature time, and I honestly thought that I needed to free up all night long, and then right there before my feature, I was like, oh, I don't know, I think I need to tighten up. Well, I just went with what I had and didn't tighten up, and we were and I'm telling you, like way too free, and I just couldn't touch the throttle, and we ended up seventh. I mean, out of 50 something cars, that's really well, but I think we should have performed a lot better. I mean, there was guys that I raced with, in the series that performed really well, and I mean, we were right with them, but I I think we'll be better next time. Like I said, I just missed it, just like I did tonight. Here again, you miss it to guys as good as Carl or as guys as good as them guys I was racing with in real life. There, you miss it to guys like that, and it really shows. And I mean, that's why Carl was able to pull away. I mean, I feel like we've had the best car on this in every race this sim so far, and today we didn't. So you can't be perfect all the time. So I'm good with the top three, man, and it's a good points nights for us, and I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. As long as you're having fun on the sim, it's a win. So and them are two of my buddies there that finished 1-2, and I've raced with them a long time, so it's not hard at all to lose to them. They're good at what they do, and they work well together, and yeah, it is what it is. I did no testing. I showed up and raced, so I actually turned like 5 laps in a lobby just like a few minutes before the server went up. So, it is what it is. We hadn't been on in a week and a half, pretty much. So,
Absolutely. So not a lot of time to get practice up. Not a lot of time to maybe work out some of the kinks or some of the rust that you've gained there after taking a week or so off the simulator, but still being able to work yourself up through the traffic, through the field, and end up with a solid third place run here. And now knowing that next week, you don't have to start at the back of the pack. You can start up here towards the front of the field and maybe make it a little bit easier on yourself when it comes to next week's feature event. But Jamie, a great run still, nonetheless, coming home here in position number 3. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this afternoon?
yeah, man, I want to thank everybody over at NLR, H&L, Tunnel Vision by Hackney, Grape Hackney Live. Me and Doug, like I said, Douglas, we were tossing ideas on what we needed to do right there in between the heat race qualifying and the race, So thanks to him for coming out, and he had some misfortune, but Josh for putting this deal on, and you for broadcasting. Congrats to Team Kilgore there on the 1-2. That's pretty good. That's just I don't mind losing them guys. So we'll get to work. We'll do a little testing this week, and we'll be back. See you, brother.
Absolutely, mister. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we can't wait to see you back out there next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Jamie Massey as Massey comes home here in position number 3 from the beautiful Knoxville Raceway here this afternoon. Unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this evening. The racing activities here in this race have come to a close. Now, it's not done for the evening, as we will be back in action about 40 minutes or so from now, 45, 50 minutes from now, around 9 Eastern Time. We will be back live with the NASCAR Cup Series, as our Cup Series with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series slowly but surely drawing to a close. They follow the exact schedule of the real-life NASCAR Series, so they're having their final cut-off race here tonight as well. So 4 drivers will unfortunately be eliminated from the playoffs. 4 drivers will move on into that final championship battle at Phoenix Raceway next week. So Martinsville is going to be a little bit crazy. It's going to be a little bit wild here this evening, as drivers are going to be hopping out there. They're going to be beating and banging and battling and trying to work their way in to our championship race next week. So if you guys want to tune in and watch some more amazing racing, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, become part of the Peacemaker family today, and make sure you turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on Peacemaker Gaming. But thank y'all for tuning in, thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys all back here in just a little bit for race number 2. But thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Nights alive, ain't no sleeping. Tires spinning, dirt flies, hearts are racing. Southern pride, grit and sweat, keep on chasing. Track lights blur, dirt clouds, moons just a creeping. Rusting metal horsepower, pushing harder. Small town dreams, broke dreams don't falter. Oil and gas light the way, ain't no charter. Crowds holler wild, boys' laps get shorter. Speed 'em up, steering tight. Beneath the stars, we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel the fight. Fuel the fight. Broken bones, mended hearts racing faster. Mud-soaked heroes dash through disaster. Songs of engines drown out the laughter. Dreams on wheels push past the pasture. Track and dust left on edge unafraid. Legends born from risks they made. Every turn ever burned fortune's late. Sounds heartbeating if dirt tracks play. Speed 'em up, loose steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel the fight. Spinning the loose, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel the fight. Fuel the fight. Fuel the fight. Fuel the fight. Trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel the fight. Spinning the loose, steering tight. Beneath the stars we own the night. Chasing glory, trophy lights. Adrenaline's gas, fuel the fight.